So I'm here with Closwap. Every second, a truck full of clothes gets dumped into the landfills. Hi, I'm Peter, the CEO of Closwap. Did you know that in the past 15 years, the clothes worn by the same individual has decreased by 36%, while the production has doubled? This makes it almost impossible to buy high quality garments for consumers. At Closwap, we have hosted 2 in-person events previously, which started at our university warehouse, which allowed us to get a free space, and we utilized this opportunity for us. It enabled to gain experience to how people react to different kind of transactions, swapping. But we realized that 60% of people still prefer offline shopping. 40% cannot be left ignored. That's why we developed the revolutionary Closwap app. On the screen, you should be able to see the revolutionary Closwap app. Let me run you through the process. Closwap works on a Tinder basis model where you can swipe right or left, depending on what clothing you like. Once you get a match, you can text that person, send an offer, depending once on your preferences and your previous swipes. As a result, you can either accept, reject, or send a counteroffer. Once you agree on a deal, you will agree on a deposit to ensure a safe payment. That's exactly how you will be able to conduct transactions on Closwap. But why would you need Closwap? Who is actually our target consumer? So whether you have a low disposable income, an overfilled closet, or you're just a student in London, you will love Closwap. But who's our competitor? Reselling platforms such as Zara, H&M, or ASOS are major pollution contributors, while reselling platforms such as Depop or Vinted have sky-high transaction fees and a generic algorithm. So how do we target our consumers? Through our marketing strategy, which is quite unusual, we use guerrilla marketing, attending fashion events, sticking stickers in random places and on people, so that when a picture is taken, Closwap will be airdrop more than 5,000 videos to people in line. We attended these events, and we find celebrities to interview them and post them on our social media to attract as many people as possible. And we threw 2 in-person events and documented them through a documentary. How do we make money? Well, to our events, we have entry fees, and also we collaborate with different businesses on sponsorships. For our app, it's a bit more complicated. So we have immersive ads, we have subscription fees, and we have swapping fees. But what impact does Closwap make on the world? So previously, we've had 2 events with more than 100 attendees and more than 200 pieces swapped. But that's not everything. With the app, you will be able to purchase clothing for 1/5 of the price than any other competitors, while saving 33 kilograms of clothing and more than 3,000 liters of water for every single item swapped. At Closwap, we realized that we needed to change the behavior of consumers. And that's what we did. Through a personalized algorithm with our app, we will be able to target them, and they will be spending more money at high quality retailers because they will know that in the future, they will be able to exchange them for other high quality items. We are Closwap. Ready to swap?
Thank you very much, Peter. I think it's your end of presentation. Thank you very much. You're right in time. So now it's time to ask our judges for the feedback. So first of all, I would like to ask the Marco Lamas. Marco, if you can join us and give us the feedback about the pitch, please, Marco.
Oh, Peter, congratulations. Great pitch. Very clear, very objective, and straight to the point. So once again, congratulations. Well, you guys worked on a sustainability issue, and that's great. And you are focusing on one really important and trendy issue nowadays. Okay, and yes, it should be a problem, and it is a problem, and we should be aware of it. And you are working with sustainability, and I think it will be a very nice touch from you guys. I have just 2 questions for you, Peter. you've been on it and you talked about that, but I'm really having I want it to be a little bit more clear. What's your targets? Okay, what's your segmentation? Who
So
are
we're
you
mainly
working for?
targeting students in the UK currently. We target university students. We also target those in accommodations, and that's exactly where we host events. And there we want to also expand into vintage stores across London and then across the world. We're planning international events in the upcoming months. And we realized that the total market that we could potentially address just in London is over 150,000 people.
Okay. Why I was asking, just to think how scalable it would be your project, because we are talking about London, and yes, that's where you are. Because if we go to
Mhm,
other countries in Europe, namely Portugal, probably we are talking about a niche market, okay? Because
mhm,
not every students, not every young people are really keen on buying this kind of clothes and reused clothes, okay? So it's important to try to understand if you can have the same market size on every country in Europe,
mhm.
and if you may scale this. I really enjoyed also all the marketing plans that you have and that you showed us. But I really want to know also, you already know what kind of investment you will need to go to market.
So currently, we're just building the customer base in London, and we also already have an investment of 3.5 thousand pounds. To get on the market with the app, that would require an investment of around 150,000 for the development and another 50,000 for the marketing, just so we could get it out and also internationally. And just coming back to your point with the customer base, there's around 100 million people already existing worldwide, which use reselling platforms and buy resell, and this would be just a better opportunity for them to purchase clothes cheaper.
Okay, thank you so much, Peter. All clear for me, Slava. Thank you.
So, Marka, now is your time to give points for three things: innovativeness of idea, the presentation, and scalability and the business potential. Please, 3 points from you.
Okay, the first one is innovative. That's it.
Yes.
Okay, we are talking about 0 to 10.
Yes.
Okay, so 8 for you, Peter. The second one,
Presentation.
presentation. Well, it was clear enough. I will give you 8 also. And for scalability, well, I know, and you've been there on the amount of people that buy resale, but I will give you a 7 on this. Okay.
Right. So the final 887, is it correct,
That,
Marka?
that's it. That's it, Slava.
887, correct. Thank you very much, Marka. Now it's time to ask Stoyan to join our session and also give the feedback. Stoyan, please, if you can join us and give your feedback to Startup Pitch, please, welcome.
First, I really like the idea for swapping, and for this like it's innovative to trade on that way, and I really believe that this is emerging market. And if now you have 150,000 people in London, in 10 years you will have like 3 million. I like this. I like the way you presented uh, the the idea and the product. What I didn't like and I didn't heard is what you are looking for, what's your business model, what's your team expertise, and what's your roadmap. These are a few things that I missed, and for sure, if next time you are pitching and you add a couple of slides with this information, this will be very valuable for the audience and for the people that potentially would be interested to invest in the company. And you already answered to some of the questions on the previous feedback, and I would love to hear a little bit more about the roadmap.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much for the feedback, Stoyan. Actually, regarding the team and the slides, so we usually use a more extensive pitch deck when we present. I actually have my team here. If you want, I can show them to you. They're sitting just in the corner.
Hey guys.
Regarding the roadmap, So currently in the first year, we're just planning on building this customer base across London and across the world, so that when we do launch the app in about a year or two, then we can actually reach a wider customer base. And we're hoping to get at least 30,000 people in the first year, first 2 years, so that they will sign up to our app once it's launched.
Okay, that's a good idea, and I also think that London is a really good market to start with, and focus actually to execute the maximum out of this market, because it's like only this market is big enough
Yeah.
for the next steps of the company, let's say.
Mhm.
And another question that I have is that, like, with the investment that you are seeking, which I realized it's 200K, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. For this investment, you say that you're gonna put 150 in development and 50 in marketing. What do you have a little bit more details on the development side?
Yeah, so regarding the calculation that we made, it takes around 1,200 hours to develop the app, and that would take with those developers. It's quite an extensive algorithm, but at the same time, it could be done definitely. But also the uniqueness of the app, but also taking inspiration from Tinder. That's something we would look at. Obviously, like the details would be done by the professional team. None of us are really professional designers, so that's why we currently only have the prototype, as you might have seen, which we created in Figma.
Awesome. Thanks.
So Stoyan, now it's time to give marks. Please, Stoyan, if you can give us the marks first for innovativeness of idea.
Based on the answers that I received, I increased my 1 to 10 1 to 10 mark, right? And I want to give you 7 about the innovativeness of the idea, and have in mind that you need to innovate a lot more and pivot when you find the points where you can innovate even more based on the experience that you are going to have with the next steps of development of this application, because the market will show you a lot of stuff, I'm sure.
So second mark goes for the presentation, please.
Again, 7. There is a lot more to ask on the slides. The presentation, I think it was perfect, and just a little bit more investment materials there that you can bring. I think this will help a lot in the next stage.
And final point for business and scalability potential, please.
I will give here 6 actually, because there is a lot of stuff that need to be explored, and it's still like the scalability of the business model. It's still not. It depends on the live events, and it depends on some other stuff that is not like technology boom. Tomorrow you have 100,000 customers, and I think that you need to look for this when you develop the MVPs and all this stuff.
Thank you very much, Stoyan. It was amazing, quick and sharp and crisp feedback from Stoyan Angelov from Sofia, Bulgaria, our Eligent ambassador, and also the founder of multiple startups. Now is the turn to Marka Poliafico to join our session. And Marka, please, your turn to give us the feedback and marks.
Hi, Peter. Really well done for your presentation. Really well done for getting your team behind you and showing and managing the impromptu. So that's amazing. I really liked almost everything. I think I will be a bit more generous, but please be aware. I totally agree with all the comments, questions, and remarks that already Stoyan and Marco made before. Okay. So I would say I'm very keen about sustainability. I'm very keen about impact. So I want to encourage a bit more, but I definitely agree with them. So I would say I really like the way you control your presentation, the speed of your voice. It was very well phased. Also, there were a couple of elements that made the presentation even more lively when you, for example, compared with a more known business model like Tinder in the way to use the app, not as a business model, of course. And so these were definitely very good things. Already, Stoyan remarked quite very important elements that you were missing in your presentation. A couple of things that I would suggest is, or that at least I noticed. First of all, in a virtual environment, it's very tricky when we start a presentation and there is that moment of silence or the moment in which we adjust. Hey, can I start? Hey, does it work? So if you can minimize the impact of those parts, that would be great. And the second element that I noticed is when you talked about events and you say that one of your revenue streams could be entry fees, if I were remember to the events. And I wonder whether this might result actually in creating a barrier to entry for yourself, meaning that if you put a ticket, a fee, you might not have enough people joining the event, hence you might actually shoot in the leg basically of your business model and development. So I would suggest you to check these elements. I will not ask you questions just for the sake of time management. So I will move on the marks that I want. Innovation. I think there are already different business models that pursue similar way, similar approach, and definitely agree with Stoyan that in the sense that it's all to be seen. So of course you need to keep pivoting, keep perfecting your idea. So I will start with a 7 as a base for launching a better better result. Definitely, I would instead go up to 8 for your presentation. Please remember all the remarks that Stoyan made, which are very important, but definitely 8 because you presented very well. And in terms of scalability and potential, I totally agree with the remark. It all depends on how it will come out. But I want to encourage you because I would love these things to be around. So I will give you 9. And please don't make me regret this mark. So go out there and smash it out. Okay? Well done.